Torts. Obviously, you're 3 or 4 centers. You're very young down the middle right now. Not a surprise to you, but just as you're going along, trying to get these guys along, I know you've talked about how much you enjoy teaching the game and how much that's going to be a part of this season. Are you enjoying that part of it, or is it just hard to do in a situation where you've just got so many games on top of each other?
Well, it's just with so little practice time, you're kind of doing it a little bit on the fly, mornings of games, doing it with tape work. You play your games, and I think the tape has really helped in showing some contracts of doing things right and wrong in our end zone. The biggest thing for us as coaches is to get out of their way offensively, but just work on the parts in our end zone, the defensive part of it. Like today, we were just working on breakouts and wall play. What's responsibilities of all 3 forwards there? That includes the center. So all those things come into play, but it's been really, it's just such a crazy year with so little practice time. It's hard.
Do you think those guys are coming along?
Yeah, I do. I think they all want to learn. It's a good group of guys as far as paying attention and getting along with it. It's just how much we got to make a decision each day. How much do you want to give them too? And because you're playing another game and then another game with so little practice time. So you don't want to paralyze them either with too much information. A lot of this stuff would have been done in preseason and gone through some experiences with your 6 or 7, 8 or 8 preseason games. But we're just trying to do it the best we can in the circumstance that's in front of us.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Aaron Port's line. Go ahead, Porty.
Thank you, Todd. Hey, John, you were really pleased with the ability to just go back and forth with Korpisalo and Merzlikins early in the season. And I know the injury to Merzlikins kind of blew that up. Now that they're back up and going, do you settle back into a every other guy formation, or do you go as you have in previous years, just game to game?
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'm going to talk to Manny after practice here and see where we go with it. It could change depending on what part of the year, what part of the season, what glut of games are being played. So we definitely, right from the get-go, we knew we were going to alternate. We wanted to go a little bit longer with it. I'm not sure what we do with it right now.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Hedge.
Yeah, hey, John. Getting back to the play in the defensive end there, are you guys noticing this year at all that teams are forechecking you differently than they had been maybe in the past, or is this just something that you just got to kind of have to work on your end of it?
There's not a lot of things that change from team to team as far as forechecking and pinching and all that. No, the stuff that we're battling as far as getting out of our end zone clean, it's the responsibility of us and us getting better at it. So yeah, I'll answer your question that way.
Yep. And then with the goalies, kind of building off what Porty was saying there, you guys definitely got into a bit of a rhythm. It felt like, every other game with the tandem, and it was working. I'm sure if you asked the goalies, they would say they would probably prefer it. They each one of them plays longer. But for you, did you feel like that was working pretty well?
Yeah, I thought both goalies were playing really well. And again, I'm not. That was that time of the year when we started, and as you start going, now we're almost 20 games into it. Manny and I had always talked about when do we get off of that, and those are things we have to feel out as far as what's going on with our goalies at that particular time. So I'll talk to Manny after practice, and we'll see where we go.
Last one for me is, just getting a win. What does that do for the mood of the team? You come in here and practice the next day. Can you feel it? Kind of a better energy about the team when you get a win?
Yeah. It players want to win. That's what they play. They play for. They want to have fun with it. It's kind of a no fun league right now because you can't go out to dinner, you can't go out on the road, and you can't see one another. You can't play cards in the plane. So the only fun you really do have is probably for them is scoring goals and hopefully getting an end result as far as a win. So especially this year, it's important for morale. to get some wins. Previous years, even if you're struggling, you can do some crazy things as coaches and players to try to keep the morale up. But we just can't see one another anymore as far as in groups and do things like that. So winning is pretty important as far as morale.
Next, we'll go to Mark Scheid. Go ahead, Mark.
Thanks, Todd. John, just the last time we talked about Emil Bemstrom, you wanted to send him back, let's look at some video, things like that. Just how has he handled himself, and do you feel like he's ready for another shot?
Yeah, we'll see. Again, I can't tell if he's handled himself. I mean, he's practiced and he's gone about his business. That we were never expected a problem with that. But I don't make too many judgments through practices and getting information on how he's practiced. When he gets his chance again, that's when we start making judgments and assess his play when he starts playing more games with us. And when that comes, I don't know. But that's the only way I know how the player has prepared himself and how he's gone about his business as he sat out.
And is there an update on David Savard or Alex Texier that you can share?
No.
Next, we will go to Aaron Portzline. Go ahead, Porty.
Hey, John, I think everyone's sort of waiting on word from the State Board of Health about allowing fans into the building. I know that's not exactly your direct department, but how much would it mean to you even to have 2,000 fans in the building? Somebody out there, some response from the seats.
Oh yeah. I mean, everybody wants that. I know ownership wants it. I know management wants it. More importantly, the players want it. Yeah, but it's certainly a whole different dynamic on what's going on right now. I never realized how important it was to energy until we've gone through this here. And yeah, so I'm not sure where it's at. You probably have more information about it than I, but I hope it happens quickly. I think it'll be good for everybody.
You think there's some guys that are more affected by it than others, or is it everybody?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I do. I think some guys, and I think some teams in an overall team are affected more by it. And I kind of felt that, and kind of in my mind before the season started, thought about that as far as how it would affect people and clubs. And yeah, so I definitely have thoughts about that. I'm not going to go on spouting on it about it right now, but I definitely have some thoughts about it.